once loyal Dominic Toretto is shockingly coerced into betraying his family by a mysterious cyber terrorist named Cipher. With the team in disarray and unsure who to trust, they must band together with an unlikely ally, Deckard Shaw, to stop Cipher from unleashing global chaos with advanced weapons. The chase takes them from the bustling streets of New York to the frozen wastes of the Barents Sea, all while trying to understand Dom's sudden, devastating turn.
No, talk to me. I don't see shit. I'm holding. What the hell is going on? What's wrong? A lot of company. So tired. Why are they shooting at me? All right. No! Roman, grab your door! Oh!
Yeah!
All right?
What you think you're doing?
Congratulations, Dom.
The tiger's neck.
We got another problem. I need to switch cars right now. Whoa!
Right. It's gonna be
What do we do now?
We start Hell yeah! Good to be riding with you.
Toretto just cleared the way for them.
Someone...
Take the wheel. I ain't taking shit. Boom, baby.
Go for a ride. Back in a sec. Where's that smile? You gonna shoot a baby? Him. Good.
Get ready.
Need a bigger truck. Get us!
This bitch is crazy! That's not good. Please tell me there's nothing to worry.
That's my girl.
The substitute.
Means I killed your redhead. You interrupted my honeymoon.
No!
Still off. Head to the shore.
All right. Coming.
Dive! Dive! Dom!
No sign of them yet. They're off the grid.
It's ready?
One thing I can guarantee, you don't motorcade now.
There's over 1,000.
I'd buckle up if I were you. Take out the lead and follow. Still under warranty.
Just send them some help!
Now,
The motorcade just turned on.
Dom.
Стоп, он делает.
Вы здесь в безопасности. До запуска ядерных ракет. Мы не... Что он делает?
Meet you at the pickup.
Right in front of me.
Over there, Dom.
guys, I know what.
Let's play.
Feels like to be every cop ever chasing us. Little mine.
We work together. Wait! That thing.
Try 3,000.
Get out of there.
I'm working on it.
Oh, this is my business.
That car reloads in the trash!
Buster. Let's see it.
You were only supposed to create a.
All of it?
Wait, all of it? Wrong.
Blew up their facility and stole their EM.
Phase 2? So you just gonna keep that too? I told you my engine seized the thing. You missed some.
I'll see you when...
Team, let's break off and meet me at the safe house. A hell of a job.
Don't worry, we'll wear off in an hour. You.
It's with God's eye, so we need to stay off.
Let me show you.
No, seriously.
Hey guys, today we dive headfirst into a world where family means everything. Until it doesn't. We're going to tear into the fate of the Furious, a movie that asks the ultimate question. What could possibly make Dom Toretto betray his crew? Get ready for a wild ride full of impossible stunts, high-stakes espionage, and enough car destruction to make an insurance adjuster cry. If you like this sneak peek, hit the like button and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel and let me know you want more. Our story kicks off, not with a quiet family barbecue, but with the vibrant, sun-drenched streets of Havana, Cuba. The air practically hums with a palpable energy, a mix of old-world charm and the raw, untamed spirit of street racing. Dom, cool as ever, is there with Letty, soaking in the culture, the rhythmic beats of the music, the smell of exhaust mixing with Cuban coffee. It's a moment of blissful calm, a rare pause in their perpetually high-octane lives. But, as we all know, calm in this universe is merely the prelude to chaos. A distress call from Dom's cousin, Fernando, shatters the tranquility. Fernando's in deep trouble, owing money to a local hotshot, Raldo, and his only way out is a street race. And not just any race, but a high-stakes, all-or-nothing showdown that involves Fernando's very custom ride. Dom, being Dom, immediately steps in. He offers up his own perfectly restored 1957 Chevrolet Fleetline, a beautiful piece of machinery that practically purrs with power. The crowd gathers, the engines rev, and the tension ratchets up. Raldo, clearly overconfident, sizes up Dom's vintage car, scoffing at its age. Oh, if only he knew the man behind the wheel. The race itself is a masterclass in Dom's driving philosophy. He doesn't just drive, he becomes one with the machine, sensing its every tremor, every shift in weight. The streets of Havana become his personal playground. Narrow alleys, bustling markets, the shimmering coastline. It's all part of the course. The roar of the engines bounce off ancient buildings, a symphony of speed and pure, unadulterated power. Dom, with that signature smirk, eventually pulls off a maneuver that's both daring and utterly insane, pushing his car to its absolute limits, even reversing into high gear at one point to gain an advantage, eventually sacrificing his own car by literally frying its engine and sending it skidding into the finish line. A burning Hulk, but a winning one. He walks away, handing Raldo the keys to his now charred but still technically functional 57 Chevy, declaring, "You win the car, I win the respect." That's Dom for you, always playing the long game. The crowd erupts, a mixture of awe and disbelief. It's a perfect reintroduction to the man, the myth, the legend. But this sweet, sweet taste of victory is short-lived. A sleek, obsidian sports car pulls up, a stark contrast to the colorful, older vehicles surrounding it. From within, a woman emerges, her presence immediately chilling the vibrant atmosphere. This is Cipher, played by the fantastic Charlize Theron, and she exudes an aura of cold, calculating power. She cornered Dom, showing him something on her phone that visibly shakes him to his core, wiping the confident smirk right off his face. It's a moment that sends shivers down your spine because you know whatever she showed him, it's bad, really bad. She then delivers a cryptic, chilling message. Your family is about to meet a new kind of family. And just like that, the idyllic Cuban scene transforms into a harbinger of doom. Dom, the man who lives and breathes family, has been compromised. The very foundation of his world begins to crack. Cut to a few days later, back in the bustling modern world. The team, oblivious to Dom's unsettling encounter, is on a mission for Mr. Nobody and his perpetually flustered protege Little Nobody. Their target? An EMP device in Berlin. A piece of tech so dangerous, it could plunge entire cities into darkness. Hobbs, ever the bull in a china shop, is leading the charge with his usual blend of brute force and tactical precision. Letty, Roman, Taj, and Ramsey are all there, a well-oiled machine, their banter as sharp as their driving skills. The plan is to intercept the device from a heavily armored convoy. It's a typical Fast and Furious operation. High speed, explosions, impossible feats of vehicular acrobatics. The roaring of engines fills the streets, followed by the crunch of metal as they expertly dismantle the convoy's defenses. Hobbs uses a wrecking ball, because why not, to clear a path, the sheer force of its impact rattling windows for blocks. The sound of exploding tires and shattering glass becomes a perverse symphony of destruction. Just when they're about to secure the device, a familiar black Dodge Challenger appears out of nowhere, cutting through the chaos like a phantom. It's Dom. The sight of his iconic car sends a collective jolt of confusion through the team. Why is he here? Is he helping? Before they can even process it, Dom ruthlessly sideswipes Hobbs' armored truck, sending it careening. The impact resonates through the vehicle, throwing Hobbs off balance. He recovers, shouting Dom's name, a mix of disbelief and betrayal in his voice. Dom then slams his Challenger into their path, effectively blocking their escape. The team is stunned, speechless. Dom, their Dom, is actively working against them. He steals the EMP device, leaving the team utterly bewildered, and Hobbs furious to deal with the aftermath. The betrayal feels like a physical punch to the gut for everyone watching, and especially for Letty, whose face registers a profound, heart-wrenching shock. The sound of Dom's engine fading into the distance leaves a deafening silence in its wake, punctuated only by the frustrated shouts of the team. Hobbs is subsequently arrested for the theft of the EMP device, because, well, he was the last one there and clearly looked guilty. The authorities, not quite grasping the nuances of family betrayals, throw him into a maximum security prison. And who should he find himself sharing a cell block with? None other than Deckard Shaw, the man who nearly killed Han and was responsible for putting Hobbs in the hospital previously. There crackles with animosity between them. The clanging of the metal gates, the echoes of inmate shouts, it all sets a grim backdrop for their reunion. The guards, clearly not fans of either man, relish in their predicament. The prison break sequence is a chaotic masterpiece. Mr. Nobody, feeling responsible for Hobbs' predicament, orchestrates a daring extraction. But it quickly devolves into a free-for-all. Hobbs and Shaw, despite their mutual hatred, are forced to fight their way out, inadvertently working together against the prison guards. The crack of Hobbs' fists connecting with jawbones, the metallic clang of pipes being wielded, the rhythmic thud of bodies hitting concrete, it's a brutal, visceral ballet of violence. Shaw, ever the meticulous operative, uses his cunning and agility to disarm guards and create diversions, a stark contrast to Hobbs' head-on approach. They bicker, they insult each other, but they fight with a synchronized ferocity that's almost beautiful to behold. The walls practically vibrate with the sheer force of their escape. They smash through doors, vault over railings, and leave a trail of unconscious guards in their wake. It's a high-octane brawl that sets the tone for their begrudging alliance. They eventually make it out, both still spitting venom at each other, but undeniably alive thanks to their unlikely teamwork. Mr. Nobody and Little Nobody are there to pick them up, ready to explain the true gravity of the situation. Dom is working for Cipher. Back with Cipher, she's a digital puppet master, a global terror threat operating from a high-tech flying fortress that makes a Bond villain's lair look like a garden shed. She reveals her leverage over Dom. Elena Neves, Hobbs' former partner and Dom's former lover, and their infant son, who Dom never knew existed. The twist hits you like a brick. The man of family now has a secret family he didn't know about, and they are being held hostage. Cipher's cold, calculating demeanor is absolutely terrifying. She watches Dom, observing his every tremor, every flicker of emotion, as if he's a lab rat in her twisted experiment. She orchestrates a devastating drone attack on a Russian defense minister's motorcade, demonstrating her power and ruthlessness. The cacophony of explosions, the screams of terror, the screech of tires, it's a chaotic symphony of destruction designed to break Dom, to force him to comply. She makes him witness Elena's pain, the fear in her eyes, ensuring he understands the consequences of any defiance. This isn't just about a job for her, it's about control, absolute and total. The team, now joined by Hobbs and Shaw, is tasked with stopping Cipher's next move in New York City. The mission?
prevent her from getting her hands on a nuclear football, essentially the launch codes for a country's nuclear arsenal. It's a race time for the stakes higher than ever. Suddenly, the city descends into vehicular madness. Cipher, demonstrating her ultimate hack, takes control of thousands of self-driving cars, turning the bustling streets into a digital demolition derby. Imagine walking down the street minding your own business, and suddenly cars are just flying off the parking garages and smashing into each other like a giant metal cascade. It's like a particularly aggressive game of Grand Theft Auto, but in real life, with much higher stakes and fewer respawns. The sounds are immense. The constant blare of horns, the piercing shriek of metal grinding against metal, the shattering of glass, the boom of explosions as cars collide and ignite it. It's utter chaos, a spectacle of urban destruction unlike anything seen before. The team, in their souped-up vehicles, navigates this metal maelstrom. Roman, naturally, is freaking out, yelling over the comms about the sheer absurdity of it all. Tej and Ramsey, their tech wizards, try desperately to fight back against Cipher's hack, their fingers flying across keyboards, the frantic clicking of keys almost audible over the din. Letty, determined and fierce, pushes her car through the wreckage, trying to reach Dom, trying to understand. Hobbs, with his usual bravado, plows through obstacles, his vehicle a tank on wheels. The scene culminates in a truly insane moment. A wrecking ball dangling from a building is used by the team to clear a path, swinging wildly through the air with a massive whoosh, smashing into multiple cars with a thunderous crunch, sending debris.
But the real highlight comes when he gets to the baby. The baby, blissfully unaware of the high stakes, is just being a baby, gurgling and cooing. Shaw, a hardened mercenary, finds himself in an entirely new predicament. He has to fight off multiple armed guards while also ensuring the baby's safety, which he does by strapping the baby into a carrier on his chest. What follows is a brilliantly choreographed fight scene. Shaw, with the baby strapped to him, uses everything at his disposal: guns, knives, martial arts, and even the baby's toys as distractions. The sound of a tiny rattle clattering across the floor is enough to momentarily divert a guard's attention, allowing Shaw to strike. He even uses the baby's cries to his advantage, feigning distress to lure in more guards. It's surprisingly lighthearted amidst the violence, a testament to Shaw's unexpected paternal instincts. The grunts of effort, the impacts of his blows, the occasional whimper from the baby, quickly soothed by Shaw's surprisingly gentle touch, it all paints a vivid picture of this absurdly charming fight. He slides across floors, kicks through bulkheads, and generally causes mayhem, all while making sure his precious cargo is safe. The whole time he's muttering reassurances to the baby, a hilarious contrast to his usual gruff demeanor. He even gets a moment to video call his brother Owen from the plane, confirming the baby's safety, solidifying his turn towards the good side, or at least the less bad side. Back with Dom, Elena's death has shattered him, the final straw. He's been playing Cipher's game, but now, with Elena gone and his son still in peril, he fully unleashes his rage. He escapes Cipher's lair with the nuclear football, racing towards the team who are already on their way to stop Cipher's ultimate plan, detonating a nuclear submarine in the Arctic. The stakes couldn't be higher. If that submarine launches its missiles, it's global devastation. The climax of the film takes us to the vast, desolate, and incredibly cold landscape of the Barents Sea, a sprawling expanse of ice and snow. The air bites with a chill that seems to cut right to the bone. This is where Cipher's nuclear submarine, the Akula, is making its move, breaching the ice with a terrifying groan of metal against frozen water. The sound is guttural, primal, like a beast awakening from a long slumber. The team, armed with a mismatched collection of vehicles adapted for ice, including Hobbs's ice ram, Roman's bright orange Lamborghini, Tej's tank-like Ripsaw, and Letty's rally fighter, converge on the location. The constant crunch of their tires on the snow and ice, the biting wind whistling past their ears, the deafening roar of their engines echoing across the barren expanse, it's all incredibly immersive. Their mission is simple, yet utterly insane. Prevent the submarine from launching its missiles. They need to get close enough to deploy the EMP device and disable it. But Cipher, ever the master manipulator, activates the sub's torpedoes, sending them hurtling towards the team. The distinctive whoosh and hiss of the torpedoes cutting through the icy water, followed by the muffled thud of their impact on the ice around them, creates an overwhelming sense of danger. Roman, in classic Roman style, nearly gets taken out by a heat-seeking torpedo. His screens over the comms are hilariously panicked, providing a much-needed moment of levity in the midst of utter chaos. "It's coming for me," he shrieks, desperately swerving his bright orange Lambo across the ice, the torpedo hot on his tail. You just have to wonder, who brings the Lamborghini to the Arctic? Only Roman. Dom, finally reunited with his crew, throws himself into the fray. He drives his Charger onto the ice, not just to fight, but to lead. He positions his car in front of the rogue torpedoes, acting as a decoy. The sheer audacity of it. He takes multiple hits, his car groaning and creaking under the impacts, sparks flying as metal tears. The sound of the torpedoes detonating around his car are deafening, shaking the very ice beneath their feet. He's taking a beating, but he's doing it to protect his family. As the submarine attempts to escape beneath the ice, Dom makes his ultimate sacrifice play. He speeds towards the massive Akula, his engine screaming in defiance, and then, at the last possible moment, he swerves, causing the submarine to clip his car. The resulting impact sends his car flying, but also knocks the submarine off course, directly into the path of its own heat-seeking missile, which Dom has subtly redirected. The massive explosion that rips through the ice is cataclysmic, a blinding flash of orange and white followed by a thunderous boom that cracks the very ground. The sound is so immense it feels like it shakes your teeth. Debris rains down, ice shatters, and the submarine is utterly crippled. Cipher, however, manages to escape, her fate left ambiguous, her laughter laughing chillingly over the comms before her signal is lost. It's a classic villain getaway, ensuring she lives to scheme another day. In the aftermath, Dom miraculously survives the explosion. His family rushes to his side, the relief palpable. He's pulled from the wreckage, battered but alive, a testament to his sheer will and plot armor. The embrace with Letty is tender, a quiet reunion amidst the still-smoking wreckage. The silence, broken only by the crunch of their boots on the ice and the gentle lapping of water, speaks volumes. Later, in a quieter, more solemn setting, we witness Elena's funeral. The team stands united, a somber group reflecting on their loss. Elena, a brave and noble woman, is given a respectful farewell. The atmosphere is heavy with grief, but also with a sense of closure. Then Dom takes a profound step. He introduces his son, his little boy, to the family. And in a beautiful, touching tribute, he names him Brian, after his brother, Brian O'Connor. It's a moment that resonates deeply, a nod to the past and a hopeful look towards the future. The simple, heartfelt declaration of the name is almost whispered, yet it carries immense weight. The film then concludes with a familiar, comforting scene. The entire family gathered together, enjoying a barbecue on a rooftop. The sun is setting, casting a warm, golden glow over them. The sounds are laughter, clinking glasses, and the gentle hum of conversation. Little Brian, now surrounded by his extended family, is being held by Dom, looking utterly content. Hobbs, Tej, Roman, Ramsey, Letty, everyone is there, united once more. Even Deckard Shaw, now fully integrated into the fold, is enjoying a drink, a surprisingly genial presence among them. The camera pans across their faces, each reflecting warmth, camaraderie, and the unbreakable bond of family. It's a full-circle moment, bringing the story back to its core theme despite all the betrayal and chaos. The sounds of joy and belonging fill the air, a stark contrast to the explosions and gunfire that dominated the rest of the movie. It reminds us that no matter how wild the rides get, no matter how many impossible stunts they pull off, family truly is everything in this world. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good rooftop barbecue after saving the world from nuclear annihilation? It's practically tradition at this point. The journey through the fate of the Furious reminds us that even the strongest bonds can be tested, but true family finds a way to overcome any obstacle, even a cyber terrorist pulling the strings. It's about the impossible choices we make for those we love, and how redemption can sometimes come from the most unexpected places. In a world of chaos and betrayal, the unbreakable spirit of connection ultimately prevails, leaving us with a powerful message about loyalty, sacrifice, and the enduring strength found in togetherness. The Fate of the Furious delivers exactly what fans expect. Over-the-top action, heart-stopping stunts, and the ever-present theme of family. It pushed boundaries, making Dom betray his crew for truly shocking reasons, and it introduced a chilling new villain in Cipher. It's a wild, exhilarating ride that reminds us why we keep coming back for more, even when physics are optional.
Our story kicks off in the sun-drenched, vibrant streets of Havana, Cuba, a place bursting with life, music, and of course, ridiculously cool classic cars. Dominic Toretto and Letty Ortiz, finally settled into a semblance of domestic bliss, are enjoying their honeymoon. The air is thick with the scent of cigars and the rumble of old engines. Dom, ever the magnetic force, is drawn into a street race, a challenge from a local hothead named Raldo, who boasts about his souped-up ride. Dom's vehicle, a battered old jalopy, looks like it's held together with hope and a prayer, but we all know better, don't we? He barely wins, crossing the finish line in reverse after his car bursts into flames, a truly spectacular display of Toretto ingenuity. The crowd roars, the engine clatters, and you can practically taste the exhaust fumes. It's a perfect slice of their new, quieter life, albeit still infused with a healthy dose of adrenaline. But tranquility, as we've learned, is a fleeting thing in the Fast and Furious universe. Later, while walking through a bustling market, Dom is approached by a mysterious, unsettling woman. Her name is Cipher, and she's the kind of villain who doesn't need a physical fight. Her weapons are whispers and screens. She shows Dom something on her phone, a glimpse into his past, a secret that twists his face with a silent, agonizing horror. The upbeat market sounds suddenly fade for Dom, replaced by a deafening silence in his mind. The implication is immediate and chilling. Dom is now her puppet, and his family, his beloved family, is in grave danger if he doesn't comply. The carefree honeymoon is over. The dark clouds have rolled in. Meanwhile, back in the States, Luke Hobbs, still working for the DSS, is coaching his daughter's soccer team. He's a mountain of a man, roaring encouragement one moment, then tackling a dad who gets too aggressive the next. It's a wonderfully humanizing moment for the character, showing his softer, protective side. His phone buzzes, shattering the suburban bliss. It's a call from Mr. Nobody, the enigmatic government agent bringing him back into the world of black ops and high stakes. There's a new mission: retrieve an EMP device from a heavily guarded facility in Berlin. Hobbs, of course, agrees, assembling the usual suspects. The team gathers, Roman Pierce still providing comic relief and worrying about his expensive shoes, Tej Parker, the tech wizard, cool and collected, Ramsey, the brilliant hacker who invented the God's Eye, now an indispensable part of the crew, and Letty, the fearless heart of the operation. They're a well-oiled machine, their camaraderie palpable, their banter sharp. They infiltrate the Berlin facility with their signature blend of precision and explosive chaos. The sounds of breaking glass, the rapid-fire thwip of grappling hooks, and the thud of bodies hitting the ground fill the air. The EMP is secured, and they're making their escape, their vehicles roaring through the narrow European streets. Then it happens. A black Dodge Challenger, a car instantly recognizable as Dom's, appears seemingly out of nowhere. The engine's deep growl sends a chill down their spines. It barrels towards Hobbs' armored vehicle, the metallic screech of tires protesting the impossible turn. Dom, their leader, their brother, rams Hobbs off the road, sending the massive vehicle careening into a series of other cars, a symphony of crunching metal and shattering glass. The crowd is stunned, confusion turning to disbelief, then to raw hurt. Letty tries to reach him, her voice a desperate cry over the comms, but Dom, with a cold, blank stare, drives away with the EMP, leaving his family stranded and betrayed. The silence on the comms after his departure is more deafening than any explosion. Hobbs is arrested for failing to secure the EMP and for the collateral damage. He's tossed into a maximum security prison, a place where he encounters a familiar face, Deckard Shaw, the man he put there. The animosity between them is still potent, their verbal sparring quickly escalating into a full-blown prison riot. It's a fantastic, brutal brawl, a flurry of thuds and cracks as Hobbs and Shaw lay waste to dozens of inmates and guards, their temporary alliance forged in mutual contempt and the desire for freedom. The clang of the metal cells, the shouts of the prisoners, and the heavy breathing of the two titans create a visceral soundscape. Eventually, Mr. Nobody and his protege, Little Nobody, arrive to extract them. They need Hobbs, and oddly enough, they need Shaw too. This is where the plot really starts to twist, pulling in characters from unexpected corners. Mr. Nobody explains Cipher's grand scheme. She's a master cyber terrorist, a ghost in the machine manipulating global power from the shadows. She aims to achieve nuclear supremacy and hold the world hostage. The team, still reeling from Dom's betrayal, is understandably skeptical about working with Shaw, the man who nearly killed Han and terrorized their family. But Mr. Nobody, with his calm demeanor, makes a compelling case. They need every advantage they can get. Shaw, with his intimate knowledge of the criminal underworld and special ops skills, could be an unlikely asset. The air is thick with tension, distrust lingering like a bad smell. The next mission takes them to New York City. Cipher, using Dom, is planning to steal a nuclear football, the briefcase containing launch codes, from a Russian minister's convoy. The cityscape, usually a vibrant tapestry of sounds, becomes a chaotic battleground. Cipher, from her sophisticated jet, hacks into hundreds of self-driving cars, turning the city streets into a metal-on-metal slaughterhouse. Cars, like a metallic tsunami, rain down from parking garages, smashing into vehicles below with sickening crunches and booms. It's utter mayhem, a testament to the destructive power of technology in the wrong hands. The sounds are overwhelming. The blare of hundreds of car alarms, the constant screech of tires, the dull thud of cars impacting the pavement, and the terrified screams of pedestrians. The team and their custom-built, highly durable vehicles tries to navigate this automotive apocalypse. Roman, predictably, is freaking out, his constant shouts adding to the auditory chaos. Tej and Ramsey work furiously to counteract Cipher's hack, their fingers flying across keyboards, the soft click-clack of keys a stark contrast to the destruction outside. Letty, still heartbroken and furious, tries repeatedly to confront Dom, to break through the icy exterior he's now presenting. Their exchanges are short, sharp, filled with the raw emotion of betrayal. For Dom, for his part, remains outwardly cold, but we see glimpses, fleeting moments in his eyes of the pain he's suppressing. He has to play the part to protect his secret. The tension is palpable, the metallic scent of burning rubber and oil hanging heavy in the air. During this intense chase, Dom manages to steal the nuclear football, his movements precise and ruthless. But he also deliberately allows Letty to get close enough to take his cross necklace, a symbol of his unwavering loyalty to family. This small, subtle act is a desperate signal to her, a hint that there's more to his actions than meets the eye. The team watching the replay of the chase eventually pieces together this clue. Letty, clutching the cross, feels a flicker of hope amidst her despair. The metallic weight of the cross in her hand is a tiny spark in the overwhelming darkness.
Shaw's infiltration of Cipher's jet is a masterclass in stealth and brutal efficiency. He moves through the narrow corridors like a ghost, his movements fluid and deadly. The subdued thud of his footsteps, the muted clang of a hidden door opening, the swift snap of an enemy's neck, it's a ballet of violence. He finds Dom's son, nestled in a makeshift crib, utterly unaware of the danger surrounding him. The infant's soft babbling is a stark contrast to the deadly mission unfolding. Shaw, surprisingly gentle for a stone-cold killer, rescues the baby, exchanging soft words with the innocent child as he battles Cipher's elite guards. The fight scenes on the plane are tight, claustrophobic, and incredibly well choreographed. Shaw uses his environment to his advantage, disarming guards, throwing them into bulkheads with a satisfying thud, and navigating the confined space with lethal grace. The high-pitched whine of the jet's engines is a constant backdrop to the struggle. He's doing this not just for Dom, but for the inherent innocence of the child, and perhaps for a shred of redemption. Shaw radios the team on the ground, relaying key information about Cipher's location and giving Dom's family a fighting chance. His cool, collected voice over the comms reassures the team that the baby is safe. The climax takes us to a desolate, frozen wasteland in the Arctic, specifically off the coast of Russia. Cipher plans to launch a nuclear submarine, a ghost sub, and use its missiles to trigger World War III. The landscape is vast, stark, and utterly unforgiving, a canvas of white and gray under a perpetually overcast sky. The bitter cold bites at your skin just thinking about it, and you can almost hear the wind howling across the ice.
The team, joined by Mr. Nobody and Little Nobody, arrives in a motley collection of heavily armed vehicles, including Hobbs's massive ice ram, TJ's modified tank-like track vehicle, Roman's brightly colored Lamborghini, and Letty's rugged Dodge Challenger. The deep roar of their engines echoes across the frozen expanse, a defiant challenge to the silent, deadly submarine. The ice cracks and groans under the weight of their vehicles, a constant reminder of the fragile ground they're fighting on. The submarine breaches the surface, a colossal beast of metal erupting from the icy depths with a tremendous shriek of tearing ice and a torrent of water. Its dark hull a stark contrast to the pristine white surroundings. This is where the true spectacle begins. The submarine, a silent hunter, becomes an active participant in the chase, firing torpedoes and missiles, the whoosh and boom of the explosions tearing through the Arctic air. The team must not only avoid Cipher's attacks, but also prevent the submarine from reaching open water where it can vanish and launch its devastating payload. The action is relentless. Hobbs, in his ice ram, barrels through enemy vehicles, the crunch of metal and shattering ice a constant companion. Roman, ever the showman, drives his bright orange Lamborghini across the ice, narrowly avoiding torpedoes. His panic shouts over the comms provide a brief moment of levity amidst the chaos. Tej and Ramsey work together, Tej coordinating the physical defenses while Ramsey tries to hack into the submarine's systems, her fingers flying across her keyboard, the soft clicks contrasting with the loud explosions. Letty is a whirlwind of furious driving, desperately trying to get close to Dom to remind him of who he really is. The screech of tires on ice, the thump of her car hitting a snowbank, and Letty's relieved gasp for air are all carefully orchestrated. The team deploys an EMP, a massive pulse designed to disable the submarine. The thrum of the EMP charging, the brilliant flash of light, and the subsequent silence as all electronics momentarily cut out. It's a moment of breathtaking suspense. But Cipher, ever resourceful, quickly brings the submarine back online, sending drones and armed snowmobiles to protect her escape. The air fills with the whir of drone rotors and the rattle of machine gun fire. Then, in a truly iconic, absurd, and utterly spectacular moment, Dom makes his move. With the baby safely off the jet and in Shaw's custody, Dom finally turns on Cipher. He drives his Challenger directly into the path of a heat-seeking missile Cipher fires at his family, intercepting it. The car is engulfed in a massive explosion, a blinding fireball that erupts on the ice, showering snow and debris everywhere. For a heart-stopping moment, the team thinks Dom is gone. The deafening boom is followed by a chilling silence. But Dom, being Dom, survives, leaping out of the car at the last second. He's now free from Cipher's grasp, and with a renewed vengeance, he confronts her forces head-on. He rejoins his family, his eyes burning with a righteous fury. The family, now reunited, fights with a renewed purpose. The sounds of their combined might, the synchronized thuds of their punches, the crack of gunfire, and the coordinated roar of their engines as they work as a cohesive unit resonate with their unbreakable bond. The final push involves preventing the submarine from reaching open water. Hobbs uses his sheer strength, hooking a massive tow chain to the submarine's fin, and with the help of TJ's track vehicle, attempts to pull it back. The metal groans and strains under the immense pressure, the chain singing a high-pitched whine as it stretches. Meanwhile, Roman, in a moment of unexpected bravery, distracts a crucial torpedo, his car getting obliterated in the process, a huge boom and a cloud of smoke marking his sacrifice. Though, naturally, he survives. Dom, now driving another vehicle, expertly navigates the chaotic battlefield, using his unparalleled driving skills to guide the submarine into a bottleneck. The creak of the ice as the massive sub scrapes against it is an audible sign of their progress. Just as Cipher prepares to launch her missiles, the team, working in perfect sync, manages to trap the submarine under the ice. Then, Dom delivers the final, decisive blow. He strategically positions his car and with a powerful thrust of the accelerator, causes the submarine to erupt in a cataclysmic explosion, sealing Cipher's plan and her nuclear threat. The sound is immense, a deep, resonant boom that shakes the very ground, followed by the satisfying hiss of fire extinguished by ice. In the aftermath, Cipher, ever the survivor, escapes by parachuting out of her damaged jet, a ghostly figure disappearing into the vast sky, vowing vengeance. She's a villain who thrives on living to fight another day, leaving the lingering threat of her return. The team stands victorious on the ice, battered but unbroken. The silence now filled only with the gentle creak of settling ice and their ragged breathing. The final scenes bring a sense of closure and the warmth of family, a core theme of the entire saga. We see Deckard and Owen Shaw, brothers reunited, enjoying a family meal. Owen, surprisingly recovered, and Deckard, surprisingly gentle, banter with their mother, played by the legendary Helen Mirren. It's a wonderfully charming scene, filled with humor and the kind of family dynamics only brothers can share. The clink of cutlery, the soft murmurs of conversation, and the occasional burst of laughter create a comforting atmosphere.
Finally, the Toretto family gathers for their customary outdoor barbecue. Dom, holding his infant son, introduces him to the rest of the crew. After all the betrayals, the near deaths, and the global chaos, the family is whole again. Dom, with a loving smile, reveals his son's name, Brian, a heartfelt tribute to their fallen brother and friend. The collective awe from the crew, the warm smiles, the gentle clink of beer bottles, and the cheerful chatter, it all culminates in a poignant and beautiful moment. The arc of Dom's sacrifice, his immense pain, and his ultimate redemption is complete. He looks at his son, then at his extended family, the people who stood by him, even when he seemingly turned against them, and a deep sense of peace settles over him. The sounds of family, laughter, and the gentle rustle of leaves in the backyard wind confirm that for now, everything is right in their world. The engine of Dom's Charger, polished and ready for the next adventure, quietly awaits. As the echoes of roaring engines and colossal explosions fade, we're left with a profound sense of the true meaning of family, not just by blood, but by bond. The journey through the fate of the furious reminds us that even when pushed to our limits, forced to make impossible choices, or confronted with overwhelming darkness, the unwavering strength of those we love can guide us back to the light. Dom's sacrifice, his silent agony endured to protect his son, underscores a powerful message. True love often demands the greatest courage and the most painful decisions. It's a testament to resilience, to the belief that hope can be found even in betrayal, and that redemption is always within reach when you fight for the ones that matter most. The Fate of the Furious delivers on exactly what fans expect: over-the-top action, insane stunts that defy gravity and logic, and the ever-present theme of family. While some plot points stretch credulity, its emotional core, driven by Dom's heartbreaking dilemma and the surprising addition of Deckard Shaw to the team, keeps you fully invested. It's a bombastic, thrilling ride that proves this franchise still has plenty of gas in the tank.